Hi there, everybody. So I haven't done an update in a couple of weeks, so I thought I'd just kind of catch everybody up really quickly. First, I want to give you my disclaimer or my warning for this video. I'm going to talk about some of the gross stuff that I'm dealing with the chemo, partly because I can't seem to find anything on it when I try to Google it or when I go on blogs. Some people are talking about it, but man, I think it would be great to offer someone a resource to get it firsthand experience. So I'm going to be talking about some gross stuff. If you don't want to hear me talk about gross stuff, then might as well just shut me off after this little intro. Okay, so first I want to say my mom left on Saturday. She was here with me over a month. I kept her away from her husband and her home, and so I put her back on a plane and sent her home on Saturday. I don't mean that like it sounds. She really needed to get home. She has a big annual fall sale on September 29th. Sorry about that, Mom. On September 29th, and you know, it's one of her favorite things. It's her passion. And if you haven't been to one of her sales, reach out to me because I will gladly give you the address. It's a big barn sale, kind of fall themed, a lot of Christmas and Halloween and everything you kind of, start to see in the stores. Only her stuff is so much cooler than stuff in stores. So she needed to get home and prepare for that. And I wish I could be there. But having her here has been such a huge blessing. Thank you, Mother. Namaste. I'm so grateful. If only I could have been that good to her when she was going through her cancer. She's just been an angel. So thank you for that. Terry took me to my last appointment, so I want to send out big dips to Terry. It's such an all-day affair. And so I just want to say thank you for taking me. It was great to go with a girlfriend. The support system is so important, and I just feel like I have so much, and I'm so hugely grateful for all of my friends and family who are inquiring and watching, and so thank you. I also one more shout out that I don't want to forget are my lovely neighbors, Loretta, who texts me virtually every day and night, seeing how I'm doing since my mom left, and bringing me little gifts, and my neighbors Wendy and Clayton, who've been so insanely supportive, and even gave me this aromatherapy necklace. Isn't this the greatest for when I go to my chemo? And it helps me stay calm. Little anti-anxiety oil and lavender, and you can just put it on a little disc. I smell it all the time. It's just wonderful. Thank you for that. So I guess I was kind of hoping that there would be some normalcy in the way the care plan is working and how it's affecting me. I just had my 5th chemo treatment, and there's no normalcy. It's different every week. I never know what to expect. So I had my fifth infusion yesterday. It was my first Taxol only. I've been doing the Herceptin kind of sporadically because I'm having some allergic reactions to it. Maybe before I go down this road, I want to say one thing. Here's the chemo brain. I forgot something. I'm not doing this video to in any way make you feel sorry for me or have you pity on me. I feel pretty damn lucky. I have to be honest, and I'm going to cover the good, the bad, and the ugly side effects. But at the end of the day, I feel very, very lucky with the way this is progressing. I'm almost halfway done, so if nothing else, that's exciting. Next week will be 6 out of 12, and I just feel very, very lucky. I mean, I still have my hair thanks to the Dig Me Cap. There's lots of good things I'll talk about after the bad things that are happening. So with that, I'll get started. So there's not been any normalcy. Inducing menopause is something that they're trying to do through the chemo, which just means it can naturally happen with the chemo. I'm more than ready for it, believe me. So as opposed to taking a shot that's going to induce menopause, I've just been going through chemo sessions, and my period has stopped. So I don't know if that will last, if my ovaries are still going to be producing. But I'm really hoping that it just kind of takes care of that part for me. I'm not struggling a lot with it. Sugar, I pretty much could eat every day, every minute, but I'm not. I'm not doing that because I hear about the chemo 30, gaining 30 pounds when you go on chemo. Most people think you lose weight and you get frail. That's not the case at all, actually. Most people, especially ones with breast cancer, gain weight. I've lost a little bit, but I'm working at it just like I normally would in my normal daily life. I'm doing a lot of juices, which are a godsend if you haven't started juicing, and you just must. It's like nutrition in a glass. I really honestly believe I have a lot to pay towards the juicing and how I feel and how I'm dealing with in my diet and what I'm eating. I'm really trying to be super healthy. Other than the occasional cheeseburger, but I'm having that at home, not in fast food. So, again, not a lot of menopausal stuff other than the sugar and a few night sweats here and there, but I think that's pretty common just with the chemo. So, yeah. So let's talk about real quick what I'm taking so I can venture into the side effects. So Herceptin, which I will be on a regimen of every 3 weeks. I've taken it. Yesterday was my first Taxol only. Taxol, in case you missed my previous video, is the chemotherapy drug. Herceptin is an antibody. It's specific for HER2 cancers, which I have. Usually back 15, 20 years ago, a HER2 diagnosis was a death sentence, and because of Herceptin, it's not anymore. And 60% of the population gets HER2 breast cancer, and so that we were losing 60% of the breast cancer diagnosis until the Herceptin drug came out, which is huge. So Herceptin and Taxol. Taxol is my chemotherapy drug. So I guess I will talk about the Taxol first, since that's my chemo drug and I just had it yesterday. It's an hour-long infusion for the Taxol, and about 20 minutes before it's over, I get insane cramping. So bad, I'm not sure if I'm going to crap myself or if I'm just having hormonal cramps. That's kind of what it feels like. And I know that's a very disgusting way to put it, but it is that I can't sit back in my chair. I'm kind of hunched over. Oftentimes they'll bring me like a porta potty thing just so that I can sit on it, because I can't be disconnected from the cap for more than 8 minutes. And it lasts for about 20 minutes when I'm having that. So sometimes I go to the bathroom, sometimes I don't, but the cramps are pretty bad. I would say your worst hormonal cramps you ever had, kind of like that. The minute, however, that they unplug and take that Taxol stops, within 3 to 4 minutes, they're completely gone and I'm completely normal. So it's a strange side effect, not one that many people have, I guess. I'm just one of the fortunate few. Story of my life, let me tell you. So I have some tummy issues in general with the Taxol. About starting tomorrow and the next day, I will be in the bathroom a lot. I get, it's kind of like having a stomach flu, if I had to describe it as something, except the difference being having a stomach flu, but peeing and pooping, I'm embarrassed to even say that, peeing and pooping lava. It's like lava. And so your skin is so super sensitive that, your butt hurts and your cookie hurts and it all kind of burns constantly. So one thing that I have learned is that if you just carry wet wipes, wear the little baby wipe things with you everywhere and use them every single time, it helps a lot. Basically, it's, getting that medicine out of you is not a pleasant experience, and my skin is already super sensitive. So sensitive, in fact, that I have sores in my nose and I have sores in my mouth. If you've ever had a canker sore, I get those a lot. I've got 2 right now, and the little inflammations of the taste buds on the end of your tongues, if you ever get those, I get those as well. They're just like sores, and then I'm getting sores in my nose as well. So my doctor said it's because those little hairs are starting to fall out of my nose, and it creates some irritation because they're so fine. and then the skin is already drying out because that's what it does. It dries your skin out really bad. So I'm putting good stuff on my feet every night and sleeping in furry socks, trying to keep my heels soft. It's a challenge because everything that's drying out is like drying out. So, excuse me. So yeah, Malsos, Norsos, brain fry. You like my pause before the brain fry? Brain fry. I talked a little bit about that. I get that terribly, I think, more from the Herceptin. I spoke with my doctor about it. It's like a psychedelic experience. It really is. At some points I even see things. That was new. The last time I had the Herceptin on the way home, I saw something in the car and I reached out to touch it. It was like watching a 3D movie. So that is terrifying, I have to say. That is the Herceptin. Even though my doctor says, well, it could be from the Benadryl that we inject in you, they give me the smallest dose of Benadryl, the smallest steroid. I don't like any of that shit, so I don't want any of it in me, but they have to do that because I'm allergic to some of this stuff. So here's what I know. I know that it didn't happen this time, and I know that I had the Herceptin last week, and I could have slept a week. The exhaustion never left me. I still felt tired when I showed up for my next infusion yesterday. The Herceptin kicks my ass, and it's a miracle drug, and I have to take it until August of 2020, every 3 weeks. So I hate it, but I love it because it's saving my life. But the brain thing and the psychedelic, it just sneaks up on you, and then all of a sudden you feel like you're not in your body. It's the weirdest thing. I hate it. Maybe I'll get used to it, but I hate it. And I can't find anything on it. I've Googled everything, YouTube, you name it. I can't. And the fortunate thing for me is my mother had the same experience. So we can't be the only two in the universe that are having this experience. So hopefully this helps someone to say that you're normal. You're not out of your mind if you're so in touch with your body that you understand that this is the Herceptin and this is what it's going to do to you. And just, sometimes I have to take an anxiety pill. It gets so bad, and I don't like to get in the habit of doing that, but it is what it is. So let's see what else. Random pains. So I have these random pains, from my neck to my pelvis. Sometimes it feels like I'm having a heart attack. It's just punch and cramp. And and then it goes away. And then sometimes I'll have one in my side, like a runner's cramp, but it's quick onset, immediate pain. Sometimes in my back, sometimes in my shoulder blades. It's just in my body, not in my limbs. Who knows what the hell that's about. The worst part of all of that is that the night before chemo, my port starts to get really painful and I can't roll over. And it's like I'm starting from the very beginning again with this damn port, right? And it hurts really bad. It starts burning. And then I'll have a chest pain in my heart, and this stuff all affects your heart. So clearly psychosomatically, I'm having chest pains. It's really strange. And I'll have bouts of anxiety, but I'm not at the moment thinking about being nervous about the next day. And so I talked to my doctor about it, and she says, yes, we have a name for it. It's called post-chemo, I don't know, some medicinal name. I can't think of it, but I guess this happens to 60% of the people. Another 60%, that they have these, even when they're not having actual anxiety about the chemo the next day, it's some sort of subconscious, I think it's my body going, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this again. Can we not do this again? That's what I think. And it just comes out in that form. So anyway, headaches, constant. This is why I did not do a video last week. I can't take ibuprofen because I have a DVT and a pulmonary embolism history. And so because I'm on blood thinners, and I can't take ibuprofen. And ibuprofen is the only thing that's ever gotten rid of my headaches. Tylenol has never worked. I've never been a Tylenol purchaser, but that's all I'm allowed to take. And so I take a Tylenol on day one of the headache, and it just really never goes away. It kind of always sits there. So yes, last week I probably had a headache for 4 days. And it's pretty uncomfortable. I take Tylenol when I have to go out in public or when I need to get out of the house. But it's uncomfortable. It sucks. And finally, my chemo mouth. Other than the sores, other than the canker sores, food tastes very strange. This is pretty common, I think. I think most people know about this. Predominantly, when I put something in my mouth that isn't going to agree with my current situation, it tastes rotten. Water and some liquids and things taste like metal sometimes, but not all the time. Pretty much that's all I drink is water. I'm drinking these core drinks too, which I really like. They only have 5 calories. Watermelon is amazing. But anyway, pretty much every other kind of drink tastes like metal, like I'm chewing on duct tape. And food is not metal. Food is rotten. It just tastes rotten. I took a bite of salmon, spinach and feta stuff, salmon. I was just really craving it, and one bite, could not get it down. Potatoes are good. I can eat potatoes, and I can eat sugar. But, that's not going to be very good to try to keep that chemo 30 off. So, being careful. My calorie intake currently right now is about less than 1,200, and I'm not getting a lot of exercise, as you can imagine, but that's changing tomorrow. I'm going in for a stress test today, and then tomorrow I start going back to the gym, God willing. You can kind of see my port. If you want to see what my port looks like now, it's pretty sexy, huh? Can you see how that? Yeah, so that's my port. It's feeling better. Let's talk about the good stuff, and then I'll let you all get back to it. So the good stuff, I only have to do Herceptin once every 3 weeks. So once I finish my chemo, October 30th is my last infusion for chemo. Then I will just do my Herceptin every 3 weeks. So that's good. I'm not hugging the toilet, right? I'm not sleeping in the bathroom. I'm not throwing up constantly. I'm not always nauseous. I'm not always in the bathroom. I think that's a pretty good thing. I don't go far away from one, but on certain days. But, the slow digestion, it's a very slow, chemo slows your digestion. So when it finally gets down there and ready to come out, it's a painful process. But I found that I'm eating prunes again. So I'm having like 3 in the morning and 2 at night. And actually, I really think it's helping. My doctor's like, oh, you should take a laxative. I think those are really hard on your body. And I just don't want anything else to be hard on my body. If cancer's taught me one thing, taking care of yourself is uber important, especially during this time. On good days, I feel really good. Like normal. I have, since I'm getting chemo every single week, that's usually 2 or 3 days before. So today I'm still feeling good, even though I had the chemo yesterday. Tomorrow and Friday, we'll see. And the Dignity Cap is working. I mean, what better cool is that? And I haven't lost my eyebrows yet or my eyelashes. I know that will happen. My hair and my arms are getting thinner, and I'm having to shave a whole lot less. Those goat hairs, those hormonal hairs you get in this general vicinity pretty much can come out with my fingers, which is great because normally it feels like they're connected to your brain. And I've heard that sometimes those will never come back, which I'm really stoked because that would be great because I'm totally anal retentive about that. And I think that's pretty much the side effects, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I did pull a card today, so I just want to read it real quick. For anybody who's still with me, the answer is simple, and I just basically say, what do I need to do today? And I pulled this one this morning, so I'll share it with you. Oh, it's not the book. Okay. It's time to open your heart and arms and touch others with your spirit. Your ego is putting up a defense shield, having you believe that there are enemy forces out there from which you must be protected and withdraw. Your spirit, however, knows that there's no them to defend against. There are just us, beautiful souls needing to be loved and right now needing your love. So take that into the world with you. Hopefully that message helps somebody. Thanks for listening, and family and friends, I love you all.